Hello, and welcome to the Panelists. I'm your host, Ginger, and joining me are four of my very good friends who are looking forward to singing some songs for you tonight. You may. At ease. Oh. On my shave side, we have Posh Cameron and Scary Corey. What is your team name?
Team Cathode Ray Tube, Ginger.
We also pass through 10,000 volts.
And on my hair side, we have Sporty Alex and Baby Graham. What is your team name?
Team Hard Tofu.
Like real hard, like structural tofu.
So already we have invented a new option for sustainable housing. And in further good news! Your mom has asked you to drive your Uncle Euphemio to the Elk Lodge for casino night. And when I say she asked you, I mean that she tossed you the keys to his 1994 Dodge Neon and told you to get him out of the house for a few hours. Not only do you get all the ginger ale you can drink, you also win one of the door prizes. So which do you choose? An arcade claw machine full of cabbages? A life-size dolphin-shaped piñata stuffed with Vienna sausages? Or an old pair of jeans with the legs and waist sewn shut and filled to the seams with pennies? Team Cathode Ray Tube.
Oh man, I'm really wanting that dolphin.
I've already seen that GIF too.
What?
Although I think it wasn't really a dolphin piñata. It was an actual whale.
Oh.
So I'm looking for like this more humane solution
Yeah.
to taking out my anger at the dolphins.
Wait, what do dolphins do to you?
They're so smug.
In what way does a dolphin express smugness?
Chirping.
And doing that thing where they're like mostly out of the water except for their tail? If they had middle fingers, they'd be flipping you off as they do that.
That's why they called him Flipper.
Do you take an arcade claw machine full of cabbages or an old pair of jeans with the legs and waist sewn shut full of pennies?
I'm kind of after a bullet-resistant garment that's going to appreciate in value.
Is it? Is it going to appreciate? Is copper worth... sure, okay. Can you get into it? If it's full to the steams with pennies.
It's heavy. It's so heavy.
My plan still works because you can just stand behind it, and it counts as hardcover.
And by definition, a pair of jeans that are bulletproof is a waist-high wall, so you can play Call of Duty.
We do run the risk of being killed by our own thigh gap.
I don't think there'll be a gap in these jeans.
I don't know if they were like a slim fit. I'm pretty sure you can get some.
Is it slim fit or wide leg?
It's a boot cut, so little in between.
I bet that's way more pennies than you think it is. When you imagine, you remember before Canada outlawed the penny, you'd have like a jar of pennies and be like, ugh, how many pennies are even in here? And then you upend the jar and you start counting and you realize it's a surprisingly high number of pennies.
How many pennies are in a jar? Like what, like 100?
100 pennies is like 2 handfuls.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is going to be tens of thousands of pennies.
Yeah, like how many fists can you put in your pants?
That's like tens of dollars.
Yeah, I don't know that the like face street value of the pennies is going to be worthwhile.
Pause. Pennies are illegal in Canada?
No, they're not outlawed.
They were abolished.
They just stopped making them because they realized that they sucked and no one liked them.
Okay, thank God. I thought I had saddled you with some contraband pennies.
Just think about it though. With you wearing these, if you were able to like get the waist open and put them on without, eviscerating all the pennies, you would be training at like 9 times gravity and you just have incredibly toned legs.
Oh man, thighs that could crush pennies.
You could wear it around your neck and also get jacked up in the shoulders.
You could also have it sprawl out seductively on your desk and hold down some things.
Oh, I would.
It's just like,
Absolutely.
Are you trying to seduce me?
Miss Moneypenny.
That's the name of this unit.
The money penny.
I see you've met Miss Moneypenny.
Like, oh yes, no, please. Let's talk about this in my office. Oh, could we not? Could we not talk in your office?
I don't want to see the sexy penny jeans.
It would be like having an Asuka body pillow on your couch.
Full of 1 yen coins.
Oh, it's like a hay penny.
If the pennies are where the person usually goes, what are the pockets full of?
Maybe the pockets have like prolapsed outward and are also full of pennies, which means we get free bonus pennies.
By now, I'm certain one member of the YouTube viewers have actually calculated the value of pennies and are like, guys, this is actually like $6,000 or $7,000 worth of pennies. You clearly take the jeans.
I don't know if I want to roll that many pennies. Do you?
We could probably go to somewhere with one of those coin machines
Or you go like buy something at Walmart and then it's the cashier's problem.
Just thump. You deal with it.
I couldn't do that to another human being.
Exact change.
Oh, you want exact change? Well, I'm paying for myself and everybody behind me for the next 4 weeks.
Round of drinks on me, everybody.
The bartender stops polishing his glass and just whips it at the ground.
Just slaps you with the bar rag as he leaves.
Don't worry, friends. I got the tip.
We're doing great then. What are you gonna do with a dolphin full of Vienna sausage?
Record the sloshing noise.
For what?
Personal use? Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah. Like, my suggestion was we rent a warehouse, rent some cameras and some microphones, and just see what we can do, and then set it on fire to release its spirit back into the air.
I'll tell you what kind of activities you're going to get up to. Going straight to jail for presenting a public health hazard.
What are Vienna sausages exactly? I know they come in a can in like red sauce.
Chicken meat, I think.
Are they?
That explains why they taste so weird.
Oh, we're checking outside sources now.
North America, canned wieners. North American...
The phrase canned wieners,
Yeah, I could have just said that at the prompt. A life-size dolphin-shaped piñata stuffed with canned wieners.
Oh, they are available plain in gelatin, similar to aspic.
We established on the Vienna Sauciverse.
And we have all agreed that we're not eating the sausages that are inside the dolphin.
Who knows how long they've been there?
Long enough to get liquidy.
Are you at all concerned that the liquid of the sausage will affect the texture of the cardboard of the piñata?
Deeply concerned, yes.
I don't think you're going to need any techniques. That thing's going to rip open if you breathe on it.
It's going to pop like a blister, yeah.
That's the gif I saw.
I'm just imagining you wind up the bat and you swing and you connect with the piñata. And normally the piñata creates a hollow thud and goes pinwheeling around attached to its rope. And then, after another couple hits, it'll finally crack open and the candy will fall. And this, you wind up, you strike it, the piñata doesn't move. Your bat doesn't move. Nothing moves. It just makes a sick, wet thud and then disgorges.
And then the Vienna sausages hit the ground and scatter off into the shadows.
That's the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't like saying it either.
Littering the ground like bullet casings.
And then just like inching away.
If I saw an ambulatory Vienna sausage, I would instantly go mad.
You can always tell them by the tomato slime trail.
Yeah, it helps to keep them hydrated in dry conditions when it hasn't rained for a little while.
Do they have a head and tail, or are they horizontally symmetrical?
I assume that they have like a front end and back end. They probably have like eye stalks that come out when they're not afraid.
Our jeans full of pennies may be not as useful or fun as a dolphin piñata full of Vienna sausage, but at least it's inert.
Who'd have thought that used mom jeans from the Elk Lodge casino night full of Moneypixels would be the sanitary choice?
Moneypixels is my Hatsune Miku cover band.
Oh, speaking of cleanliness, those pennies have probably been so handled.
I don't want anything described as so handled.
I think we can all agree here that every option here is feculent, but I'm glad that none of us took the claw machine full of liquefying cabbage, because that starts on hard mode and just gets worse.
It turns into a claw machine full of sauerkraut pretty quickly, yeah.
And at the end of it, you get a claw machine, but it's never not gonna smell like cabbage.
Can you imagine hitting that button and the claw descending into the soup and then grasping just this dank sludge and then reaching over, dropping.
Then you can feed it to your Vienna sausages.
What if the last thing our dolphin does before we bust it open and release its young is try to make eye contact with us?
Then we'll be like, yes, we're about to end your suffering. Don't worry. Shh.
It's made of cardboard.
What sort of eldritch magic has come into effect with the introduction of the Vienna sausages?
Yeah, I assume you can't collect that many Vienna sausages together in one entity without tearing open some kind of dimensional rift.
Are you implying that there is a critical mass of Vienna sausages?
I'm implying that we cut open that dolphin and the Vienna sausages never stop coming out.
So I think what we have concluded is everyone's a winner at the Elk Lodge casino night. And in further good news, you have been selected in a televised national lottery to redesign that classic college party game, Fuck, Marry, Kill, but non-violent and platonic. What 3 verbs do you think will bring that beloved game into the 21st century?
Okay, how about DM, as in slide into the DMs. Subtweet,
Oh, so passive aggressive.
very passive aggressive. And
Block?
block, perfect. DM, subtweet, and block.
Cathode ray tube, what say you?
All right, hear me out on this. Launch. You launch someone
Into the sun.
into a wall, something. Lunch. You have lunch with someone. It's very pleasant. Lodge. You take up lodging with someone. Or they become lodged.
In what?
In you.
You be creative. I don't know.
I'm just stuck on this visual of Mariah Carey, like, stuck through your torso. Like, I asked for this.
Why Mariah Carey?
I don't know. It's done with celebrities.
Oh, yeah, fair. Okay, so Mariah Carey.
Stuck through your chest.
No. Give me 2 other celebrities.
Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears.
Subtweet Mariah Carey, because I think she thrives on drama.
Gas to the fire.
I would DM Britney Spears, because she seems like a fun time, honestly. No, she's taken up painting. She's got a lot of interesting stuff going on in her life.
Yeah.
And I would block Christina, because she also has interesting stuff going on in her life, doing her own thing, and I don't think she needs to deal with me either.
We are, of course, implying that she would notice any one of us.
I mean,
It's the gesture. It's
Yeah.
just like, I blocked Christina Aguilera.
and someone would be like, why? And you'll be like, I'll never tell. Yeah.
I did this 3 thing, and she...
Can you imagine if she ever found out and was like, why?
So how do your verbs shake out?
So lunch, launch, and lodge. Kurt Vonnegut, Neil Stevenson, and Einstein.
Lodge with Kurt Vonnegut. Because he seems, quite concerned and conscientious with his own legacy and behavior. I would launch Neil Stevenson.
Like he's always dreamed of.
Yeah, and like many of his novels, we also won't find out really how it ends. And then I would have lunch with Einstein. Because he seems quite busy, but getting out for lunch would be nice.
And you can finally ask him if that urban legend about him getting failed out of high school is true.
It's not true.
That's what I thought.
Ooh. Who would you block from all of history?
It's Hitler.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and block Hitler,
And block
would you?
anybody.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he can't message
DM
me or
Subtweet
look
blocked
at my tweets.
Lenin, Marx, and Stalin.
Yeah.
Caesar, Mark Antony, Cleopatra.
Oh, I'm DMing Cleopatra.
Absolutely. Send snakes.
Launch Caesar.
Et tu brute.
The die is cast.
Then when you have lunch with Mark Anthony, you can have a Caesar salad and he'll be very confused.
Bloody Caesar. Yeah.
How come Bloody Caesars don't come wrapped in a toga?
How many bars do you know that have just togas sitting around?
I mean, there's places that serve your food and drink in all manner of insane contraptions.
Yeah, and drinks of the bloody variety tend to have a lot of contraptions involved.
Like clam.
Do clam have blood?
I mean, they must have some kind of vascular system.
I think it's all slime down there.
I'm going to block clams. I would DM a crab and subtweet a cuttlefish. You don't know. You don't know what some sort of cephalopod. We think, I don't know. Too much camouflage going on there. What's a cuttlefish even look like?
Hermit crab. I've seen him.
Jellyfish, at least I know where I'm at. Squid, I understand.
In what way, in what possible capacity are you aware of where you're at with jellyfish?
They've got like 12 life stages, Graham.
Tell me, what does this jellyfish think of you?
I don't need to know what it thinks of me. I'm just going to keep my distance in case it's one of the stingy ones.
I'm stinging you. Is this hostility or just my nature?
Lunch, lodge, or lodge. Kirk, Picard, or Cisco.
Launch Kirk, Lunch Cisco, Lodge Picard.
Those were also my conclusions.
DM subtweet block. The combination he just did.
I couldn't block Cisco because then he'd do that thing where he gets mad and just starts shaking. Whenever he's really angry,
He just shakes.
he just shakes. Yeah.
And you couldn't deal it. But you
I couldn't.
you don't get to see that.
I guess.
Just blocked.
Yeah.
No shakes.
I don't need all that drama in my life. There's a lot. He's like, I'm a single father. I'm also the emissary of the prophets. Also, I'm the Federation's representative in the quadrant. There's a war going on. There's a lot to deal with. I'm just like, all right, Cisco, you stay over there on Terok Nor. You do your thing. I'm subtweeting the heck out of Kirk.
Yeah.
The heck
That
out
would
of
be
Kirk.
really fun.
Yeah, I'll be like, well, just apropos of nothing, I'll just be like, I've never staved in the skull of a Gorn with a rock, but I guess that's what some people do.
Was Khan subtweeting? No, he was directly adding him.
No, that was a public at. That was in the old days of Twitter. That'd be like, period, at Kirk.
And now that Picard is just like making wine at his family vineyard in France, speaking English.
I can't slide into those DMs fast enough.
I was thinking block him because he's just completely insufferable now, right? It's just like, oh, with my doggo, drinking wine, taking a picture of this book I'm reading, working on Fermat's last theorem, and you're just like, I can't look at this anymore. I just can't deal with this. Dude, you gotta go.
You just cornfield him, you follow him, and then mute him immediately.
Cornfield?
Yeah, you
Put him out
send
in the
them out to
field.
the cornfield.
What cornfield?
The conceptual cornfield where when this little boy doesn't like somebody, he wishes them into the cornfield, and there they go.
Don't they just walk out?
Eventually, I would assume, but a lot of them just die out there.
How do you die in a cornfield?
Starvation. You just get lost.
How do you starve in a cornfield? It's full of corn!
I assume type 2 diabetes.
Okay, Lunch, Launch, Lodge, Bill Nye, Carl Sagan, and Beekman.
Launch Beekman, right?
Get gone.
Him and his weird rat.
Ugh.
I was gonna say he was the Pepsi of 90s science guys, but no, he was the RC Cola.
Oh, savage.
I liked Beekman's World.
I liked RC Cola.
I've offended everyone.
To be perfectly fair, I think Beekman was trying.
That's even more condescending. Wow.
I say we just move on to the other two.
The Beekman discourse in the comments is gonna be hell.
Lodge with Carl Sagan.
Oh, really? I was going to say Bill Nye.
Sagan brings those good blunts.
You don't think Bill Nye does? You don't think he's hitting it?
I mean, it's probable, but lunch with Bill Nye, I think. He's a power walker.
Yeah.
You would probably, you would feel good about lunch with Bill Nye.
But he's going to bring all those props.
So yeah, you don't want it to last very long, which is why lunch is a good option. It's friendly, it's satisfying, but it's one and done.
Unfortunately, we are going to have to subtweet Bill Nye because we have to DM Sagan.
Yeah.
But Bill Nye's going to either take the high road or come up with a sweet diss video of us.
Yeah.
Be like, so you thought you could subtweet me? Well, I have this schematic of a science thing, and look, it exploded, like your mentions.
I just want to hear Pat Cashman in the background trying to get him to calm down the whole time. Bill.
How do you come back from probably actually literally being ethered by Bill Nye?
There's no coming back from that.
Because if Bill Nye wants to ether you, there's probably going to be literal diethyl ether involved somehow, and it'll just
I mean, we won't care, because that's why we DM'd Carl Sagan for them good blunts.
You think he'll hook you up? If you just you're like, hey buddy, I heard you got the stuff.
Yeah, if you wish to roll a blunt from scratch.
If you wish to roll a blunt from scratch, you must first invent the Rizzler.
Now I just want to get high and listen to those.
Well, let's wrap this episode up then.
Yeah, all right.
We got somewhere to be.
We got places to go, Beekman's to Spliff. Everybody wins. Everybody gets federal grant money.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, public television. I would like to thank Alex and Graham and Corey and Cameron for talking. I would like to thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'd like to thank Carl Sagan for providing them good blunts. This has been The Panelists. Let's get ready to content.